So, I mean, now we're gonna go to the big guys, the centers. And
Center.
that,
The big guys.
so the big guys, I will start with one of my favorite players there, who's a fan favorite. Everybody loves him. Alhaji Walker. He's
Yeah, Alhaji Walker.
6'11" guy, tall, lanky.
Yeah.
He has international experience. I've seen him walk a lot on his game.
Yep.
I wanted to put him, as part of the small forwards, but he's too big to be a small forward. But he plays just like a small forward because of his outside game and his ball handling skills.
Yep.
And his defense is pretty good too. But I'll put him as part of the big men. He's probably going to be the skinniest of all the big men, but I think that's where he belongs. And I think just like I wrote on the Instagram, if Gambia was to select a national team right now, that would be somebody that I would include in the team because just of how good he is. Tell me about Alhaji Walker. I know he's one of your good friends.
Yeah. Well, Walker is a very good player too, I knew him when he started basketball, and he was just like Isamba too. He was always trying to make himself better, and he was always willing to learn. He was always trying to get to coaches, and if he wants to know something, he comes to you and asks you. Now he's one of the good players, or the best players in Serekunda East, and he played he went to Spain and played for Tenerife. And he had very good experience there. And when he came back, he was so dominant. He can play shooting guard. He can play in the role of a shooting guard, small forward, power forward, even a center. Yeah, he's a very good player, and I like the way he plays. His outside shot is good. His mid-range shot is good, and he's very good on the defensive end too.
Yeah. I love him. So the next one I have is Abdullah Nwana, also known as Uche.
Yeah.
I think Uche is a very dominant guy. He's one of the most powerful people that we have. If Uche can stay out of foul trouble every game, I think there's nobody who can stop Uche in our league.
Yeah, that's very right. Foul trouble is his problem.
Yeah, tell me more about him.
Uche is one of the most dominant big men we have in the league when it comes to the ball, because with his height, he has a very good bounce, man. He jumps so high that I know Uche very well, because he always blocked a couple of my shots, and sometimes I threw the ball to an extent I would be like, no man on earth can touch this ball. But when Uche jumps, he gets your ball. I don't know either he has springs on his legs or he's very good when it comes to defense. He just needs to work on his shot. He barely takes shots in the paint. But when it comes to the baseline, when he gets the ball in the paint, he goes baseline. And every time he goes baseline, you either get him fouled or he dunks the ball. He's always dominant in the paint. So I think he has to work more on his shots. He's the only center I see who doesn't take more shots in the game. But when it comes to the defensive end, he's always blocking shots, and denying plays, But I just want him to work on his shots, and he'll be one of the best centers, tough to guard.
Yeah, that's right. So the next guy I have is the Jabi kid. I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Jabi. We call him Bigfoot. Everybody calls him Bigfoot, so that's how we know him, as Bigfoot.
Yeah,
he's the only 7-footer.
Yeah, that's
we have that is playing. There's another guy at YMCA. He's very, very tall. Also, he's probably 7 foot or so. But Jabi is one of the youngest players that we have. Very, very promising. Has a great body. His game is good too, but I think he can still improve. But it's hard for big guys like that to improve, rapidly. It's gonna take some time, But I think he has a very, very good future. There's a lot of potential. This year is my first time seeing him.
Yeah.
I know he was also one of the international kids that just came. Tell me a little bit about him.
Yeah, Bigfoot, this is his first league in Gambia, and he's been a little dominant in the paint, especially on the defensive side and the offensive side too. Here, when he's in the paint, you need to get him out of the paint because he has this hook shot. I call it the Karim Abdul-Jabbar hook shot. When he's in the paint and he has the ball in his hands, he always makes the bucket count because he has a very big hand and he can hold the ball anyhow he wants. And he's been doing a really great job for his team, you know, but he barely takes shots too. And I think that's the problem with our big men. I think the only big man I see taking shots, it's Alhaji Walker. And he always makes most of his shots. So I think they need to work on their shots, and Bigfoot needs to work on his shots too because his footwork is good. His post move is a little better. And, you know, I think his coach should encourage him more to take more shots, you know, when he's in the paint because he's big, he has long arms, and, you know, he's dominant in the paint. So he's a good kid.
And he's very good with the defense too. I mean, he blocks a lot of shots.
Yeah. And he's very good at blocks, you know.
Yeah.
He's very good at blocks.
So the last one that I have for the big man is Pate Diba. I'm not really familiar with
Pate Diba. Yeah, Pate Diba.
So you can tell me more about Pate.
Yeah, Pate is the best player of who's with the footwork, the best player with footwork. I'll give that to Pate. Pate was one of the players who was like underrated, you know, and this is his first league, but to me he was really underrated, and nobody knew Pate, and this was his first league. He came and showed everyone, look, I'm Pate, I'm here to dominate. When he's in the paint and he's not double team, he's gonna make you pay. I really like that about him, and his coach really played a very vital role on that, which is Jim. He was always motivating him, trying to make him a better player, and now he is. I'm really excited about the way he plays, and I'm hoping so he's gonna continue that momentum next season, inshallah.
The other guy at YMCA, he's this big guy. He's
yeah.
Yes, Esandoi. Yeah, he's a man. That guy has a great body, man. You know, he's really physically fit, very dominant.
Yep. Strong, you know.
Very strong. Very strong.
Well, another big man that I would like to include in this is Abdoulaye Jatta. Abdoulaye Jatta, he plays for the Kodo Blue Ninjas. And the reason why I'm including Abdoulaye, he's not strictly a center, but he plays anywhere between the 3 and the 4 and the 5. If you ask him, he will tell you that he can play the 2 also. But that is just that. But the thing that impresses me a lot about Abdoulaye's game is just his understanding of the game and his positioning. And the thing that I like the most about the game of basketball, which is defense. Abdoulaye focuses a lot on defense. He does all the dirty work. He's not going to get the best highlights, or he's not going to get the best headlines. But if you look at his numbers, he's one of those players that does everything that needs to be done for the team to win. Some of you who are old enough will remember people like Dennis Rodman, Charles Oakley, and all of these guys. Then they were never, the superstars, but they did everything for the team to win. And I think Abdoulaye, that's just what he is. He's the traditional center. We don't have those anymore, or not that much. But I think he has that kind of mindset. Even though he can kind of take you to the outside, and he can run the floor. But I think he has the way his game is pretty much like that of a traditional center, even though he doesn't consider himself as a center. But I think that's just the way that he's been utilized, and he's been really good at that.